today we're talking about a really important part of my journey, which is PCOS or PCOD, which, if you do not know what it is, it's Polycystic Ovarian Disease or the Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. Now, I have had this disease from as long as I can remember, like from the age of 13 or 14. But before I get on to what my journey was like, I just want to tell you what exactly it is. It's called Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome or Polycystic Ovarian Disease. Before you go around to skipping this video or thinking that this is not for me and that's your guy, I want you to just watch my video, which is going to take like 5 to 10 minutes max, and then you can figure out whether probably if you have any syndromes or not, and if you have it, what are you struggling with. I really want to know, and I want to share this with you. So basically, I began with the age of 12 to 14, where it's supposed to start hitting you, but it was kind of really different for me. And I mean, I had physical symptoms like, I had the outburst of pimples all over my face, and I had crazy amount of oil excretion and all those kind of things, but I wasn't having a regular menstrual cycle. So that is one very important symptom of PCOS. And the second thing that happened was that I went around to a doctor at the age of like 14, and my doctor said that it wasn't a big deal because I was brought up in Paris. I am an Indian, and I was currently then living in Dubai, so which meant that the longitudinal latitude change or the lifestyle changes can cause some kind of irregular periods, or they can cause irregular lifestyle patterns, and these things can happen. So it doesn't matter, and eventually go with age. That's what they said to me. So I was pretty comfortable with it, and my parents were pretty comfortable with it. I wasn't. I was struggling, and I had a very hard time trying to find my own identity, trying to figure out what it was, and I had very, very sharp pains in my stomach that I couldn't define, and I tried going and approaching different doctors at different periods of my life, and they all said the same thing. They just said that it was normal to have this kind of thing at this age because I was so young, and it was eventually going to pass, and it would get better by the time I turned 16 or 18. When I was in 9th grade, which is when I was probably 15 years old, I shifted to a boarding school in Dehradun, which was again a lifestyle change and a cultural shift. And I used to play football at that point of time, which was supposed to keep me healthy, but I started getting more of these sharp pains in my stomach, and that was really sad. So the only thing that they could help me out with was helping me giving me painkillers or giving me a day off or two. But then the kind of academics that I had to focus on, I wasn't able to, because there are a lot of other symptoms like uncontrolled mood swings, and you're probably falling into depression. You don't have any kind of self-worth, and that was a very big downfall in my life. I have no idea how I would be able to overcome that if it wasn't for my friends. And so that period of my life was really difficult. And then in 11th grade, I chose to move in with my family in Delhi itself because they were moving to Delhi. And again, it was another kind of a cultural shift, though it was in the same country. And I still used to have these pains, and they were almost continuous now, and they're getting worse because I shifted into this city, and the air pollution and all of those sort of things were like an adding factor. So my diet and my sleeping patterns, everything has started to become really irregular. And at the end of 11th grade, I went to see a senior gynecologist who asked me about my family background of diabetes, cancer, and thyroid. Now these three things are really important because they are the major causes of PCOS, or at least that is what has been found. And when I looked at the report, I had no idea. I mean, I got it like 2 days later. Before I went into my doctor, I looked at the report, and it said Polycystic Ovarian Disease, and I had no idea what it is like. So I went on to YouTube, I tried to figure out what it is, I explained it to my mom, and we both tried to figure out what this is like, and it was a really big shock because we didn't know what our what could happen, what had happened, we had no idea. And everything started to make more sense because these pains were not normal pains. And that's when I started watching more YouTube videos. I started watching more PCOS journeys, and that really helped me get through. So for 2 years, from 11th grade to 12th grade, that was technically 1 year, but it was like 2 whole years, I was on medicines like Yasmin and other drugs, which basically gave me a lot of side effects during school. And a school student not supposed to be having those kind of, by drugs I don't mean illicit drugs, I mean they were like prescribed drugs. So they made me really, they made me breathless. I had nausea all the time. I was falling more into depression instead of coming up. And even though I never showed that, obviously, like if you've been one of my friends, if you work with me, you're probably like, what was she ever in depression? But yeah, and my weight had started to increase more. And being overweight is basically supposed to be a symptom of PCOS, and while you're working out or while you're going through these medicines, it's supposed to decrease your weight, but instead it started increasing. And for 1 month I just stopped eating. Like I wouldn't take in anything because I felt fat and things like that. So I would be throwing up every day. In school I wasn't paying attention, my grades were going down and whatnot. And then I left all my medicines for 3 months because I said if it's not going to work out, it's not going to work out. I mean, medicine's not going to do anything about it. And I stopped consulting my doctors, I stopped going anywhere, and I would just keep sleeping or writing or doing something, but focusing on what the problem was. This happened till 12th grade, and by the end of 12th, which was really important, I was supposed to be studying, but I wasn't. And then my pain started to get worse because the stress started to get a lot. And that's when I had to start getting back on my medicines, and I did not want to rely on medicines. So I moved to, after 12th, I went to Ovarian, which was a hotel industry, and which was like 14 hours a day a shift. And my sleeping pattern and my eating patterns had completely been distorted, because of which the figures of what your reports are supposed to look like had turned around. My doctors asked me to shift back to Delhi, and that's when I took 9 months to myself, apart from college and apart from the work that I was doing. And my mom luckily had this energy healing diplomas that she had done over the years, and she started trying all of those therapies which have no side effects on me, and they worked really well and they showed really good results, as well as my Ayurvedic doctor. I stopped consulting allopathic altogether except for my ultrasounds, and I went on this new diet. I went on these therapies, and I relied on only Ayurvedic medicines. And last month, now I'm 19 years old, I weigh 46 or 47 kilos, and my height is 5 feet. And I am perfectly healthy, but my reports have come out clear, and I have like a cyst or two, but that's probably going to go away. I need to get that checked 6 months later again. But point is that I weigh perfectly normal, and I'm sort of eating right and working right. I will be sharing my diet plans. I will be sharing more about my journey in the coming videos. So if this video helped you in any way, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to like. And if you have any questions, if there's anything you want me to talk about, please comment below or send me a message, and I'll be really, really grateful. And I'm so happy I did this. Thank you so much. Lots of love, and I hope you get through your PCOS very soon. Thank you.